Okay, so it's the following week on a Tuesday. I got some more parts yesterday from Subaru. Basically, they are the oil pressure switch and some bolts for the flywheel and the oil cover that I busted. The bolts for the oil cover for the cam gear, and the cam gear of which I also got. It's right here, so I can. Oh, and also, I went ahead and I forget where I left off, but I got the interior shampooed. I got the interior carpet shampooed, and I got the seats reconditioned. But I mean, it's okay. It's as clean as it's ever gonna get for a 29-year-old car. It's not bad. It's pretty clean. There's nothing in the interior that would suggest that it's a 29-year-old car, outside of the fact that, you know, the seats are pretty much not damaged, but kind of worn. You guys can see it's leather. But I mean, it's, like I said, it is 29 years old, almost 30, probably 30 years old. I might not have my math right, but as far as everything else, I mean, it's pretty cool. I did damage, I don't know if you guys can see it, this part right here while I was removing the seat. I thought I was being careful, but I guess I wasn't careful enough. But anyway, I got all the carpet shampooed. I got the seats reconditioned. I wiped down the panels and stuff. So it's as clean as it's ever gonna get, at least from my comfort level. It's not a show car, like I said, it's a driver's car. There's a lot of issues on it as far as paint is concerned. So I'm gonna get cracking on putting the intake cam gear back. This is the oil pressure switch that I was referring to that I am going to remove. I need to pick up still several things, but once I get this thing done, the timing and torque this properly, I am going to take this off and put it on the cherry picker, on the engine hoist, and start with the back end of it and put the flywheel, the clutch, you know, of course the oil cover that's still needs to be placed on there. And then once I get that done, I am going to drop the motor in the engine bay. So I got the intake cam sprocket in, got the new hardware on the cover. Did the same thing for the other side. So just gotta I already torqued this guy. So 21.8 foot-pounds and another 45 degrees. Gotta torque these guys. I gotta be real careful now. So once I get that done, timing is next. And I'm not gonna show you, you know, the routine of how I did all that. So another one of those nights where there's really lack of sleep. So it's about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. Couldn't sleep, so I just decided to kind of work on the block. I didn't get a chance to earlier. I got kind of really busy at work and some personal stuff at home. So as you can see, I got the timing done. I got the, of course, I got the covers on, made sure that I torqued them properly. I got the new oil pressure switch on. I got her transferred over here so that I can get her off the engine stand so that I can get the clearance to work on the rear. So I know I've kind of been overstating this, but this is the next step. And so for me to be able to get on this area right here, I don't have much clearance. So I'm gonna get it off the engine stand. And I think this is the first time in over a year that the short block, now long block, is off the engine stand. So get her off, get her hoisted, and then drop her on the tire. But this might be too wide. I think. And unfortunately, I threw out the smaller tire that I had, which I kind of had the feeling that I shouldn't have. But anyway, hopefully this works. So I've got an empty stand. Empty stand is a good stand. Okay, so the tire actually ended up being just perfect. So that was from my old G37S coupe, which I miss. Maybe eventually one day. But it's late, or I should say early, very early. It's about 3:30ish, and I'm not thinking straight anymore, and I am completely beat. I've got work in the morning, so I am gonna get some rest and continue this tomorrow. Okay, so it's the following day, the following afternoon. I'm gonna be doing some of this during my lunch break, but the agenda for today is gonna be the rear main seal, the oil cover plate, flywheel and clutch, and put the motor mats back in. Well, look at all that cobwebs underneath the GTR tire. Oh, gotta clean that off. But okay, so we'll try to get all those items accomplished today. But of course, I'm going to be doing in piecemeals, simply because I don't have the full time to be able to spend on it. So let's get going. So as you guys saw, I thought I had to improvise and use a oil filter removal tool with a mallet to hammer in the rear main seal. But forgotten that I had actually ordered this and purchased this. So basically what you do is you use the flywheel bolts to evenly torque the bolts so that you can apply enough pressure evenly to seal the rear main seal onto the short block. So kids, get your 8 hours of sleep. Don't be impatient. Get your vitamins, and don't be a dum-dum like me. Anyway, as you guys can see, the flywheel is installed. In haste, I didn't get an opportunity to film. I just completely forgot. So it's really simple. You just gotta make sure that the flywheel lines up with the bolts. Insert a starter bolt on there. And what I did was put red Loctite and torqued it at 55.3 foot-pounds. And did it in the crisscross or star pattern. Before I put on the clutch disc, I need to wipe that down with brake clean because they do come with oil. I guess I'm assuming it's because that way it doesn't rust in the packaging. And so just this right here is the street light flywheel. It's supposed to be lighter than stock, so this is what I picked up. And what's going to go in here is a 6-puck with a extreme clutch from ACT. So let's get that going, and that'll be it for this evening. And maybe tomorrow, maybe get to drop her in. But I still do need to clean the bell housing because it is filthy. I'd like to kind of make sure that it's not filled with grime. Make sure that I lube up that spline and everything's clean on there before I drop in and connect the motor. Okay, so I've got the disc and the pressure plate installed and good to go. So tomorrow is going to be mostly dropping the motor in, mating it to a transmission. Okay guys, it's the following evening. I was going to try to do something during lunch today, but didn't really get a chance to because I was just tied up with work. So that's of course is my priority. But anyways, kind of want to quickly show you, and I'm going to be pretty much just doing this throughout this evening, and maybe, I know, well, not maybe, it's going to carry over till tomorrow, because it's a lot of work. I don't know if you guys can notice that, but I've started to clean the bell housing, the inside of it. You can tell I've got 2 sections on there that I've started to clean. It's a really deep amount of layer of gunk, and I'm just gonna assume that the previous owner, probably the rear main seal, was leaking. Clean fork, clean shaft. Just kind of want to show you the progress on the bell housing. I did my first pass, and I think that's what I'm gonna be ending with for this evening. Looks much better. It's not going to be show quality, of course. I just want to just make sure that there's nothing, you know, none of the gunk and all that crap that's developed and accumulated in this bell housing that's going to get into the clutch and cause possible problems. I have Nate coming over. We're going to be doing a swap, and that's going to be coming down the pike as far as additional content. He's putting in built long block on his STI and aim for big power. So anyway, that's going to be coming down the road, and I will try as much as I can to document that and record it and put it in my channel. But anyway, okay, let me do my second pass, call it a night, and then tomorrow I'll do some more filming and perhaps hopefully, if I can, I'll just put it on a tripod and let you guys see me struggle in connecting the long block to the tranny.